Okay, so this is another one of those videos where the non-spiritual, you know, if you're not into all this shit, then you shouldn't really listen to it because you'll either think I'm crazy or some shit, some shit like that. But I want to talk about something that happened to me the other day with my perps. So, one thing I keep noticing is pigeons. Everywhere I go, they will keep flying really close to me, and they aren't scared of me. Like, normally how pigeons are, they'll fly away as soon as someone gets close. I've had pigeons fly right up to me and just stay there. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna get into detail on why this is of interest, because I was in the bus station the other day, and my perps were fucking with me as they always do. But there was these pigeons in here, and I just thought, so I've got a groggy throat. I just thought, I wish you would fly past these perps and fuck with them. And about 2 or 3 minutes later, they started doing that. They started flying at my perps and kept racing past my perps. You know what I mean? Like they were almost doing exactly what I said in my head. And I thought, what the fuck, man? These weren't doing this before. And I just thought, oh, I wish that had happened, and it did. And it did. They started basically harassing my perps. Then I had a pigeon, it just flew to my feet and just started staring at me. So I just looked at it and said, what do you want then? And I could tell my perps were freaked out by what was going on, because it was like it was almost coming to me, like, like a pet comes to you and just looks at you sometimes. It just gave me a loyal look, like almost like it connected with me, you know what I mean? And then it just flew off, and then I was at my bus, about to get on my bus, and one of them again just flew to my feet, right in front of everyone. It wasn't scared, it just looked at me, and then flew off again. And I was thinking, this is strange. And then the day after that, yesterday, sorry, I was coming back to the flats, and there was a pigeon sat on a wall. So I just went up to it, and it wouldn't move. I was like, why is this not scared of me? So I just tried to touch it, like to see if I could get it on my hand, and then it just flew off then, but only at the last minute. But I thought, this is very strange. Why are all these pigeons behaving like this? Now I've just did a search on what a pigeon, seeing pigeons all the time means, and the omen apparently is basically determination and stubbornness. So it's basically, you know, it symbolises determination, hardiness, and stubbornness. So I just thought maybe this is some kind of sign, also a sign that positive forces are on my side, because it was almost like these pigeons were fighting my perps. And obviously they weren't attacking them, but it felt like they were doing what I wanted them to do. And this just lets you know that as human beings, we have abilities that they don't want you to know about. Because I just thought this in my head, and then it happened. It happened. And I've had similar things where I've had violent dogs come up to me in a very aggressive manner, and I just stare them in the eye. I just look into their eyes. I just think, stop. And then they just stop. And then they look at me like they understand, and then they go. Do you know what I mean? If you don't know what I mean, then I understand, because it's kind of, deep stuff, but But yeah, these pigeons, they were acting like they were, you know, obeying me, like they were, and then it was almost like it went back to me, looked at me to say, almost like, did we do good for you? Kind of like that, you know what I mean? It was really strange, man. I tell you, I've never had anything happen like that to me before. But it just reminded me of how a pet dog behaves. Well, this is spirits, you see. This is, I believe it's spirits doing this to attack my perps and to harass my perps. So, but my perps were freaked out. I tell you, they were freaked out when it flew twice and landed at my feet. They were freaked out. They didn't know what to think. I could tell they were trying to hide it, but I could tell they were freaked out. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna blow my nose. This is the pollen. My nose is just bunged up, man. It's running and shit. But yeah, this happened, man. I can't really explain how, but it happened. So, I mean, you can make up your own mind about it. You can say, oh, well, I'm over exaggerating it and maybe it was a coincidence. But if you're spiritual and you believe in these kind of things, then, you know, you'll be interested in it. So, I just thought I would put that out there. Alright.